segment is sponsored by Intermountain Healthcare.
All right, it is time to ask the expert. Today we're talking about opioid abuse and naloxone. Keisha Christiansen, pharmacy resident for Intermountain Healthcare, here with us today. Tell us a little bit about this epidemic here in Utah.
Yeah, well, our state of Utah is actually the 4th in the nation for opioid deaths from prescription drugs. And on average, 6 Utahns die each week from opioid prescription overdose deaths.
And naloxone has really made a difference in saving people's lives.
Yeah, absolutely. So naloxone is a Band-Aid, so we do need to call 911, but it is a short-term relief of the problem, and it's helped save thousands of lives here in Utah.
And who is available to go and get naloxone at a pharmacy if they feel like their child's in trouble or if they feel like they have an addiction problem and they want it on hand at their home?
So anyone can go into one of our specific 26 pharmacies throughout the state of Utah. A parent, a neighbor, even anyone over the age of 18 can go ask questions about it, and they can get a prescription for it at our pharmacies. With the prescriptions, they'll get some counseling, some education points, and those sorts of things.
So we've done so many news stories about naloxone, but for people who have never heard of this drug, tell them a little bit about what it is and what it does.
Okay, so naloxone is if you find a person who you think is unresponsive because of maybe some prescriptions or even heroin, you can administer naloxone either through an injection or a nasal spray, and it works pretty quickly to revive the patient back when you're waiting for that ambulance to get there.
And how would you know if a person's unresponsive? A lot of times if people are using drugs or alcohol, they just fall asleep, they pass out. I mean, how do you know the difference?
So if they are not responsive, meaning you see them, they're lifeless, if you will, their heart rate is very slow, if their skin is clammy, and if they're very slow or not breathing at all, you can know they're responsive. You can try to shake them, try to wake them up, but the quicker you can get naloxone administered, if you think they had overdosed, the better.
Okay. Thank you so much for the information. We want you to know that these phone lines are open. If you have any questions about this drug or about this program, 877-908-0680. Spread apart really quickly. We do have volunteers here that are willing to answer any of your questions. And, you know, drug abuse, especially opioid abuse, is a big problem here in Utah. Lots of people have lots of questions, and this is a drug that is available to you to maybe save a life if that's the situation that you find yourself in. So call that number right now, and Mark, back to you.